South Park pulling the Charlie Kirk episode feels strange. Charlie himself actually loved that parody. He laughed at it on his podcast and even changed his profile picture to Eric Cartman. To him, it wasn't shame, it was a badge of honor. It showed that his voice was strong enough, his presence was bold enough, that even a show like South Park had to acknowledge him. That's rare. That's strength. So yes, in one sense, it's sad to see the episode gone, but in another, it's the right thing, because no one should sit back and laugh at a man who has now been murdered for standing up, speaking out, and doing what he loved. And this is where it cuts to the bone. According to sources, Charlie's family was there when he was shot. Think about that for a second. If a little girl was sitting there, eyes locked on her daddy, watching him give one of the best speeches of his life, proud, full of admiration, and then, in one split second, she sees him bleeding, collapsing, confused and broken. That's a different kind of pain. That's trauma on a level you cannot measure. That's not just grief. That's not just loss. That is a wound that cuts straight into the soul, the kind of wound that scars a child forever. And while this family bleeds, while a little girl lies awake at night asking questions no child should ever have to ask, there are people out here laughing, joking, mocking, making memes, cheering. And you think that's okay? No, that's not okay. That's demonic, that's sick, and that's proof that America is unwell, not just physically, but spiritually. We don't just have a violence problem, we have a heart problem, a sin problem, a nation that has turned its back on Christ. South Park pulling the episode is amazing in this sense. Nobody should be allowed to watch that parody and laugh at a dead man who lost his life simply for doing his job, speaking truth and talking to people out of love. Charlie Kirk didn't die robbing a store. He didn't die in a gang shootout. He didn't die chasing after sin. He died because somebody hated what he stood for, hated what he said, and pulled the trigger. That's not comedy. That's tragedy. In America, we've become nothing but a ball of hate. Not a melting pot, not a place of unity, but a boiling cauldron of bitterness, division, and anger. We don't build one another up. We tear one another down. We don't forgive. We mock. We don't repent. We harden our hearts. We've done nothing but add fuel to the fire. And yes, we are all to blame for what happened. Every one of us who laughed at sin. Every one of us who turned our backs on Christ. Every one of us who fed into the culture of mockery, violence, and hate. Charlie Kirk is dead. A child's father is gone. A wife's husband is gone. A family is torn apart. And America, you helped create the world that made this possible. We all did. And until we repent, until we drop to our knees and give our lives back to Christ, this sickness will not stop. More families will bury their loved ones. More children will watch their parents die in front of them. More blood will stain our streets. This is a wake-up call. Stop laughing. Stop mocking. Repent. Come back to Christ while there is still time.